The smell of coffee is in the air. It must be time for another episode of The Art of Struggle. Welcome to another episode of my podcast called The Art of Struggle. You can hear me rant about art, video games, movies, pop culture, CGI, the industry, and much, much more. My name is Fatai Opawoye, and I'll be your guide as we explore the world of CG, pop culture, and the people who make it all possible. Alright, so let's dive right in today with, Tencent pulling Monster Hunter World from sales in China. It seems the Chinese tech giant Tencent has removed Monster Hunter World from its Wii game digital game marketplace less than a week after the title launched in China. As reported by the South China Morning Post, the company chose to pull Capcom's popular Hunt 'em Up after authorities received numerous complaints regarding the game's content. I guess killing monsters and cutting dragon tails off is a little too much for some consumers. I don't know. So it's not clear what Monster Hunter did to ruffle feathers in the region, but there's been some suggestion the move could be connected to China's recent decision to tighten restrictions on online content. As it stands, those who bought the title through Wii Game can seek a full refund before August 20th or continue playing in the hopes the situation will be smoothed over in the coming weeks, though there's no guarantee the game will continue receiving support. It might have had a rocky start in China, but the PC version of Monster Hunter World has shot off the starting block elsewhere and has become Steam's biggest new release of 2018 after pulling in 232,000 concurrent players on launch day, which is ridiculous. Also, in other gaming news, Fallout 76 is avoiding Steam so Bethesda can form direct relationship with players. Bethesda's vice president of global marketing, Pete Hines, claims Fallout 76 won't be launching on Steam because the studio wants to form a direct relationship with players. Speaking during a press Q&A at QuakeCon, as reported by PC Game N, Hines explained that making PC players download the title using the Bethesda.net client will make it easier for the studio to assess and tackle any problems that might appear post-launch. He suggested that that's of critical importance given Fallout 76 will be a multiplayer effort that's going to live or die on the company's ability to deliver a smooth online experience, before adding that players will now know to deal with Bethesda directly if anything does go awry. We've done online games before. We've done some games as service, and with Fallout 76, it was just really important to us to have that direct relationship with customers that didn't involve somebody else, he commented. So I think this is important because handing off your company to third party people because the reason you would go on Steam is because they have already a huge user base of players, so that's more eyes on your content, and you don't have to worry about that. That's like the main reason for going Steam is you've got dedicated eyes that are people who are already gamers. They're in the right place, so now Fallout, with its following, they want their customers to come directly to them, and whatever they have to pay Steam, because what if Steam is down or Steam is having issues or something? Well, that means your game is having issues, your game is needing fixes and stuff like that. So I think it behooves them to definitely go their own. There are a lot of companies that are either skipping the third party to hold their hand and get their game out, or and just doing it themselves and releasing it themselves and dealing with that client pretty much themselves, because it builds that relationship, like Bethesda's saying, is hey, I would rather be talking to Bethesda than talk to Steam, who's going to talk to, the communication can get really, really dicey from then on. So if there's a problem, if there's issues, it's on us. There's no guessing. There's no, oh, well, somebody else updated something and now our thing doesn't work and we have to wait to fix it. It's our game. It's our problem. And we can talk to you directly. So the buck stops with Bethesda on this one. They want the players to come back to them and build that relationship, because over time, if you want to grow your game company, you don't want to have to rely on Steam or Google Play or whoever it is that's hosting your game to get your stuff out there. You want to be able to get it on your own strength, on your own muscle, and have those clients coming back to you and not Steam. Because if those game clients are coming back to Steam, then they're looking for other games other than yours, so I see where Bethesda is definitely coming with this one. All right. So on that note, let's talk Pokemon. 1 month in, Pokemon Quest has brought in over 8 million on mobile. On mobile, guys. Mobile games are these things are here to stay. They're not, ever since I saw Farmville, there's no turning back, So the mobile release of Game Freak's free-to-play blocky brawler Pokemon Quest has brought an estimated $8 million in revenue since it launched just 1 month back. According to the numbers from the mobile intelligence firm Sensor Tower, the bulk of the revenue comes from players in Japan. Around 34% of that overall 8 million can be attributed to Japan, followed by 24% from the United States and 12% from South Korea. Overall, the majority of players' spend comes from iOS devices. Sensor Tower says that 66% of Pokemon Quest's mobile revenue to date came from players on the iOS, a slight increase from the platform split and game saw during its launch week. The game itself debuted on iOS and Android on June 27th, shortly after it hit Switch in May, and saw roughly $3 million in revenue on mobile during just its first week. Pokemon's still doing numbers. Whether it's the Pokemon Go or anything Pokemon nowadays, if you've got some interactivity with it, it's pretty much gold. All right. So on that note, let's talk quotes. So Robin Sharma once said, he said, "Give out what you most want to come back. Give out most what you want to come back. Your I can is more important than your IQ." He also says, "We are all here for some special reason. Stop being a prisoner of your past and become the architect of your future." Everything is created twice. First in the mind, and then in reality. I'm going to leave you with this last quote by Robin Sharma when he says, "You can't make someone feel good about themselves until you feel good about yourself." It's like, on the airplane where they say, hey, before you give anybody else air, if there's something going on, make sure you've got yourself situated. Make sure you've got your mask on. I want to thank you for listening to another episode of The Art of Struggle. I want to remind you that you can watch any of these episodes on Instagram. Not on Instagram, on YouTube. You can listen to any of these episodes on iTunes, Spotify. I don't know why I just blanked. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast from. You can watch the most recent episodes on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. Still don't use it that much, but you can definitely check it out there. Also, Twitter. Remember to keep making those art gains. Keep Keep on working. Keep writing, keep drawing, keep painting, keep singing, keep dancing, keep sculpting, keep programming, keep designing. Keep doing what you got to do, because the life you want is on the other side of your struggle. This is Ty on The Art of Struggle, signing out.